Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Jordan and today I'm going to be taking you through a beginner full body head to toe stretching routine. So this is a great routine to do honestly any day, any time of the day. But if you're really sore, you're stiff, maybe you work out a lot and you need to loosen up after working out, maybe you just tend to be more of a stiff person, this routine is for anybody across the board, but it's definitely suitable for beginners. If you do have a chair at home, we are going to be using it for a couple things. One of them is just simply for balance for certain things. You could always use a wall as well, back of a couch. But the other thing we're going to be doing is kicking your leg up on top of your chair to stretch out the hamstring. So even if you have something nearby that you're able to do that with, you don't have to specifically have a chair for that, okay? So we're going to take a couple minutes just to kind of warm up and bring some heat in the body. It wouldn't be a terrible idea just to, if you're just waking up and rolling out of bed for the day, to pause the video and warm up a little bit longer, or to do this one after you've been moving around for a little while. But we'll just incorporate a couple minutes, just general warming up, and then we'll get into the stretching today. So I'm going to have you just go ahead and just kind of walk in place, kind of move the arms with it a little bit. We'll get a little bit of heat going on. And so for our stretching today, we're going to be holding all stretches for 30 seconds. We're going to be going through a whole long list of them, and by the time you get done, you should feel like we've hit every muscle group. All right, I want you to take some big arm circles forward just to warm up through those shoulders, get some mobility going in there. All right, and reverse those arms back behind you. All right, we're going to take those arms straight up and we're going to raise that knee up, bring those arms down to meet it. Drive it up. All right, standing here nice and tall, we're going to tilt that head over to the side, just nice and gentle. Roll it across the front of your chest. Pause right here on the other side and roll it just right across the front of that chest. Warming up that neck, side to side right here. All right, go ahead and hug those arms out in front of you. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to have you do, you can always take a seat for this one. Otherwise, we're going to start standing up nice and tall, just a little bend in those knees. I'm going to have you just tilt that head over to the side, nice and gentle. We're going to take that hand, grab onto just the side of your head, really gentle pull, and I want you to hold it there. I don't want you to crank on the neck, just nice and gentle. And as we're kind of pulling that neck a little bit, I want you to focus on keeping that shoulder down. So don't let that shoulder creep up. Hold it down right here. All right, go ahead and release that and switch it over. Other side. Little gentle pull, bringing that shoulder down and hold. So typically recommendations on stretches are right around 20 to 30 seconds when you're stretching. I err on the side of more. Just know that you certainly can hold longer than that, but for the purpose of this video, 30 seconds is kind of that sweet spot. So that's what we're going to go for with all of our stretches. All right, go ahead and release that. We're going to go ahead and reach both arms up above your head. I'm going to have you go ahead and grab a hold of that wrist. You're going to pull it across your body. As you're pulling across the body, I want you to push those hips out a little bit. I don't want you to crank way over like this. Stand up nice and tall, just a little gentle pull. This one you should feel all across, outside of that arm and into your side here. Go ahead and reach those arms up again and switch. Make sure you're breathing as well when we're stretching here today. Bring oxygen to those muscles. Keep pulling right here. All right, go ahead and release that. Have you take your arm now across the front of your body. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Hold it here. Nice deep breaths. Here from this angle as well. Pull it across. You can do any of these seated as well that we're doing standing to start. So part of the time we're going to be standing up, and then we're going to take it down to the ground as well. Go ahead and switch. All right. Perfect. Keep holding there. All right. We're going to stay with this upper body. We're going to stretch out your triceps next. So one arm is going to come up overhead. Bend that arm, and you're going to reach for the elbow. This is going to stretch right along the back side of your arm here. So give that a little pull. All right, go ahead, release that. Switch it over to your other side. Same thing, nice little pull right here. Good, keep breathing. Hold it here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and release that. All right, now we're gonna stretch out your quads. All right, you can use your chair for balance or a wall for balance if you need to. What we're gonna do is just reach for the top of your foot, whatever side you wanna start with. Pull that heel in. All right, and hold it here. All right, a couple more seconds here on this side. And go ahead, release that, and we're gonna switch it over now to your other leg. Right here. All right, we're gonna release this. This next stretch is gonna stretch out something called your IT band that kind of runs right along the side of your leg. So you're gonna use your chair or a wall, okay? And you're gonna put all your weight on that outside foot. So you're gonna take that opposite foot and just kind of cross it up and get it out of the way. All of your weight is here. You're gonna push those hips out, okay? At the same time, you're gonna reach your arm up and over. So you're probably gonna also get a nice little stretch across the side of your body while also getting a stretch on the outside of this leg. So keep pushing those hips out and hold it. All right, go ahead and release that. We're gonna go ahead and switch over now to your other side. All that weight on the outside leg here. Push those hips out. All that weight on that foot. Cross that leg up and over. And then reach it up overhead. All right, you can go ahead and release it here on this side. We're gonna do a standing hamstring stretch next, all right? So what I'm gonna have you do is kick your leg, whatever foot you wanna start with, up onto something. So chair, if you're really flexible, countertop, edge of a couch, something like that. The higher the object, the deeper the stretch you're gonna get, okay? So leg is straight out in front of you. I want those toes to be up towards the ceiling here, okay? So point them up, and then I want you to keep your back neutral rather than rounding forward here. Keeping that flat, you're just gonna add a little hinge forward until you feel this stretch right in the back side of your legs, okay? Make sure in this standing leg we don't have that knee locked out. Just a little soft bend in it. And hold it here. All right, go ahead and switch that up and switch it over. Other side, same thing. Right, and then last standing stretch that we're gonna do today, you can go ahead and release that. We're gonna reach your hands together behind your back. We're gonna fold them together, squeeze the shoulder blades, and pull it back. Stand up nice and tall. Just like that. Go ahead and look up slightly towards the ceiling. Hold it. All right, good. All right, you can go ahead and release that. We're gonna do the rest of your stretching now down on the ground. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and head down to the floor now. If you have a mat at home that you would like to go on, you can grab that. If you have some carpeting, anything that's comfortable, because we're gonna be hanging out here for a little bit now down on the ground, so you can set that into place. All right. So now what we're gonna do is just a butterfly stretch here. So we're gonna bring the bottoms of your feet together and push those knees down towards the ground, sitting up nice and tall, all right? So I really want you to emphasize having a nice straight and neutral back with this one. Don't hunch over here. If you're not feeling the stretch and you need to deepen it, you can just kind of lean forward into it while still keeping your back straight. All right, you can go ahead and release that. We're gonna come down onto your back now, and we're gonna be going into what's called a figure 4 stretch, okay? So on your back, you're gonna cross one ankle up over that opposite leg. I want you to get that knee nice and wide, okay? And then from here, if you feel that stretch already, just stay right where you are. If you wanna deepen the stretch, you're gonna pull it in and hold it. Again, make sure you're continuing to breathe. Breathing into it, hold it here. All right, good. Go ahead and release that. We're gonna switch over now to your other side, cross it over. Again, get that knee nice and wide, and then you're gonna go ahead and pull that leg in to deepen the stretch. All right, good. You can go ahead and release that one. We're gonna switch back over to your other side. We're gonna go into a hamstring stretch here. Leg will come straight up towards the ceiling. You're gonna reach behind your leg, either on your hamstring or your calf, depending upon your flexibility. Just try not to reach right behind the knee because that's gonna cause the knee to bend. We're gonna hold that stretch. All right, go ahead and release and switch it over, other side. All right, go ahead and release that. We're gonna take both legs straight out in front of you. We're gonna pull one knee into your chest right here. Just hug it in, and you're gonna hold it right here. Right, good. You can go ahead and release that out. We're gonna switch it over to your other side. Pull it in here and hold. All right, go ahead and release that, you guys. You're gonna have you flip over now onto your side. Go ahead and just keep your head rested down, all right? We're gonna stretch out your quad again, okay? So I'm gonna have you reach for the top of your foot and pull that heel in towards your glutes and just hold that. All right, go ahead and release that. We're gonna flip over now to your other side. Same thing here. We're gonna stretch out. Go ahead and lay all the way down. Just relax that neck. And we're gonna go ahead and go into that quad stretch again here. Pulling that foot in as far as you can. This stretch you should feel right across the front side of that leg. All right, perfect. You can go ahead and release that. We're gonna go ahead and come to a seated position here next, all right? We're gonna go and take those legs just straight out in front of you. I want you to sit up here nice and tall. Bring those toes up towards the ceiling. Some of you, if you've got pretty tight hamstrings, you might already be feeling a stretch. So you're just gonna stay here, hang out, and hold it here, sitting up as tall as you can. To deepen this stretch, I want you to go ahead and just lean forward a little bit. I want you to try to avoid rounding the spine at all and just keep everything nice and neutral. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and bend one leg in, keep the other leg straight out. Once again, keeping that spine neutral, we're gonna go ahead and hinge it forward right here. Good. All right, go ahead and switch it up. Release over to that other side, toes up, and hinge it forward. Keep holding right here. Good. All right, you can go ahead and release that. Now we're gonna stretch out the shoulders. I'm gonna have you bring those hands out behind you. Fingertips, I want you to point away from your body, okay? You're gonna go ahead and scoot yourself forward away from those hands. I want you to bend those elbows a little bit until you're feeling that stretch in your shoulders. If you're not feeling it in your shoulders, you either need to scoot yourself a little bit further away or bend those elbows a little bit more. And hold it here, breathing into it. All right, you can go ahead and release that. Next up, I want you to go ahead and come to a kneeling position here. We're gonna go into what's called a runner's lunge. So you're gonna take one big step out, whatever foot you wanna start with, and you're gonna lean forward into this. Make sure that you have that foot stepped out far enough so that when you lean forward, your knee isn't kicking over your toes. So really step it out there, lean it forward, and we're gonna take those hands inside your feet right here if flexibility allows you to. If that is too much, you can just stay up. Right, good. You can go ahead and release that. We're gonna switch it over now to your other leg. Same thing, kick it out. Go ahead, lean forward into a little lunge here. You should feel this in that hip here of this back leg. Hands can come down if that feels better for you, or you can keep them up and hold it here. All right, you can go ahead and release that. We're gonna come to those hands and knees now. So we're gonna start here on our hands and knees. I want you to go ahead and let that belly fall down towards the ground, and you're gonna look up towards the ceiling. I want you to exhale, and you're gonna round your back and tuck your head. Inhale, look up. Stretching out that neck again. Exhale, round your back and tuck your head. Again, inhale and look up. Exhale, round your back and tuck your head. All right, now toes are gonna come together. We're gonna keep those knees wide. You're gonna sit back into those heels and reach your arms forward. This is gonna be our last stretch here today. All right. Hope your body feels nice and stretched out after all of that. Thanks for joining, everybody.